Aaron and his familiar Firebird. Dialed 673 on the right side, Scotty Richardson. In the early 60s model Nova, 601 the dial for Scotty. As Aaron and Scotty taking just a little extra second before they go ahead and get things set up there. We've got, of course, the Motormania live TV feed streaming across the world around the internet. We've had viewers from all over the world join us here as fourth thou separate Richardson and Vail. Advantage went to Scotty Richardson. He's going to get the win light as well. 602 on a 601 for Scotty. Get there second by 19 thousandths of a second. Aaron Vail was 19 green. Take 19 thou at the stripe to break out 10 thou. Here's Scott Richardson and Glenn Dilday. Dilday 554 the dial. Richardson 603 the dial. And again, yellow sticker dragsters. Yellow sticker dragsters. We should have you back in the staging lanes, please. Yellow sticker dragsters. We should have you back in the staging lanes, please. Win light goes to Richardson, 21 green and 605 on the 603 for Scotty. Glenn was 33 green and one above, 555 on the 554.
Scotty Richardson and John Labbous Jr. No buybacks here, round 2. And let me tell you something, both of these drivers are very hungry. I was talking to Scotty yesterday in a has-been young gun shootout. It's about the hungriest I've ever seen him. Johnny Labbous, what more can you say?
Tennessee versus Kentucky matchup. Labbous, obviously one of the best to ever race at the Fling, and he is out by a foul. 001 red for Labbous and 12 foul under. Scotty makes a time shot to be 21 total, 17 dead on 4 for Scotty Richardson. Sending him to round 3 as Labbous is going to be kicking himself after that one.
Yeah, anytime. I mean, you have to go for it. When you're lined up against either Johnny Labbous or Scotty Richardson, you don't change a game. You keep your mental state the same. You stay even keel, but you definitely don't want to let go 25 or worse because it's not going to work out for you. That time, Johnny Labbous took a shot, but 1 thou red. How about Scotty Richardson and Rusty Blackford? Scotty advanced against Johnny Labbous Jr. in his first entry. He's going to try to do it again here.
How about the wheel stand?
I tell you, Scotty hiked him up on a back bumper, turns on the win light. Scotty doing what Scotty does. He was 0-11 to 8 thou to be 4 above. Rusty Blackford, 0-33, 3 above. You cannot leave Scotty Richardson 600s to work with. It's not going to work out too well for you.
It is not.
You can't throw a 600s pack against Scotty Richardson.
No, sir, you cannot. Got to bring up Scotty Richardson and William Daniels. Daniels right side dialed 698. Richardson dialed 601.
Talked to Scotty yesterday. He is about as hungry as I've ever seen him. He's got 2 entries in, 2 door cars. He's ready to get it on. William Daniels says, I'm going to focus on my lane. I'm going to try to make it happen. It's anybody's race. 4 thou advantage to Richardson. Win light, Scotty Richardson. Daniels had a chance. He was 22. Got there first by 15 thou. Broke out by 8 thou. Scotty was 18, dropped to 1 above. You have a monster matchup. This is what I'm talking about, JJ. This is what I came to see. Matt Dadas and Scotty Richardson, round 3 at $1 million. Dadas, 662, Scotty, 602. Who's going to bring it? Dadas was 004, Scotty was a team. But Scotty turns on the win light. He was 17 thou behind, 15 thou behind at the start. But Scotty doing what Scotty does at the finish line, drops to go dead on and feeds Matt Dadas 32. So years and years of experience paying off for Scotty right there as he stays alive in 2 entries.
Dustin Long and Scotty Richardson are going to kick things off here. We are in the money round. Everybody that's lit up a scoreboard so far is making their way to the pay window. Unfortunately, Dustin Long's not going to make it much farther. He was red by 18 thousandths of a second, and Scotty Richardson, 6.00 on a 6.02, was 15 green at this end of the racetrack. 15 green down here. He gets around Dustin Long's 18 thou red as Dustin ends up going 5.24 on that 5.25. Now Scotty Richardson's moving on to round number 5. Randell Reid and Scott Richardson. So we go from one previous million winner to another previous million winner. Randell, I believe, is still alive in 2 cars. The Jerry Haas-built ride, $595 is the dial for that Camaro on the right side of Randall's car out of Iowa Park, Texas, and Scott Richardson, the Kentucky runner out of... No, he's in that S10. Richardson wheels up, charge out of the pickup truck, and here we go to the finish line. Win light turns on for Scott Richardson. 17 takes 6 down at the stripe and is dead on with the donut. 6.020 on a 6.02 for Scott Richardson. Randell Reid was 12 green, 11 thou above. Scotty Richardson, 6.02 is the dial. Gage Burch, 6.39. Tree drops. Gage Burch is red by 1,000th of a second. Scotty Richardson, 21 green, goes 5.99 on the 6.02 dial, and the Copper Nova is moving into round number 6 of the million. Gage Burch turned it loose and went red by 1,000th of a second. Scott Richardson and Nick Folk. We get to the transition pair. Again, we got guys that are still keeping or trying to keep 2 entries alive here. And man, oh man. 4.52 is the dial-in for Nick on the right side of the racetrack. 6.01 is the dial-in for the door truck on the left side. As we're getting down to very few cars remaining, racing for a large amount of money. A large amount of money, like 375 large. Crazy. So is Scotty rolling up here, the truck out of Kentucky. Nick Folk in the dragster out of Illinois. And the tree drops. 17 thou, the difference between the two in reaction time. We get down to the stripe, and it's going to be Nick Folk. 002, the reaction time for Nick. He goes 4.54 on the 4.52. Scotty Richardson was 19 green and goes 6.03 on a 6.01. 19 2 above, ends up 11 thou behind. Nick Folk advances. Scotty Richardson and Howard Westbury. We've got 17. We're going to be bringing 9 back. Westbury lined up over on the right side with a 5.32 in that Chevrolet. And Scotty Richardson, 6.01, the dial-in for the racer out of Kentucky in the copper-colored Nova. Tree drops and away we go. Both drivers are green. 34 thou between them in reaction time. Getting down to the stripes, Scotty Richardson, 6.02 on a 6.01. He was 20 on the tree. Howard Westbury, wrong time for a little bit of a late light. 54 on the tree, dead on 8. But Howard Westbury will bow out in BTE round number 6 here at the Maytag Silver State Refrigeration $1 Million Day. Plott and Scotty Richardson, again, both of these drivers, including Shane Thompson, all still in the Calcutta. These are guys that folks are watching along, hoping that their driver wins. This one, between the two door cars, Scotty Richardson on the left side was down 6.01. Tommy Plott was down 5.48, and Scotty Richardson by 0.05 of a second is going to get the win light. Richardson was 009 to Tommy Plott's 016 reaction time. Richardson, 24th thou above the dial. Tommy was 22th thou above the dial, and by 5 thousandths of a second, Scotty Richardson is going on, and he's carrying that 009 reaction time. A lot of money riding on this. A lot. And it just so happens that Scotty Richardson and Shane Thompson are going to be our first pair. So in this first pair, we are going to know whether Scotty Richardson's going to be racing in the final or whether it's going to come down to reaction time between the final three. So Shane Thompson, basically title sponsor of the main event. That Silver State refrigeration car rolls up on the right side. He is dialed in at 457. Scotty Richardson is dialed in at 601 in the Nova out of Kentucky. Head start will belong to Richardson. And then Shane Thompson will let it go and find out if he can run down that Nova before the finish line. Tree drops, and here we go. Shane Thompson drops it red 15 thousandths of a second. Scotty Richardson gets the win light, and by way of not having a bye yet, Scotty Richardson will be racing in the final of the million. He will be coming back in the round of 3 with the solo shot. Scotty was 024 green. Cuts it off to go 734 down the racetrack. Shane Thompson let go 15 thousandths of a second too soon and goes 458 on a 458. It's now Scotty Richardson's opportunity. To get his free look at the racetrack. So Scotty Richardson, who's been racing out of the left lane all day long, obviously very smart move, takes his bye run here on the right side. Get a little bit of information just in case that's where he ends up getting put. Should Nick Folk end up with lane choice. But Scotty Richardson is 007 and 601 on a 601. And with that 007, that should put Scotty in a really nice spot to pick whatever he wants. 4 racers already have the title of $1 Million Main Event winner. It's not a test. It was Jeff Furty first, Luke Pagacki second, Randell Reid third, Peeps Pennington fourth. And the 5th racer to join that list of names is going to be decided about a minute from now. So the question is, who will join Jeff Verdi, Luke Pagacki, Randell Reid, and Peeps Pennington as a $1 Million Main Event winner at the Spring Fling? The cars have entered the water box. They've done the burnouts. The crowd begins to fill in behind because everybody wants to know who will claim the $375,000 that is up for grabs here today. Scotty Richardson over on the left side. He has a 602 dial-in showing up on that left side scoreboard. For Nick Folk out of Durand, Illinois, the 453 dial is on the scoreboard as well. We are going to put him into the beams just like this. Scotty Richardson is in. Nick Folk has got his car pre-staged. Scotty, the first one to go all the way in. Nick Folk joins him on the line. The tree drops, and away we go. Scotty Richardson is away on the green. Nick Folk's coming down at the line, and it's going to be Scotty Richardson. 6:02 on the 6:02. Scotty was 007 at this end of the racetrack. To Nick Folk's 0:11 reaction time. Scotty takes 3 foul at the stripe, and it's going to be dead on 2. Richardson gets the win light. Nick Folk was 11 on the tree and dead on 1 in a final that rivaled every other round of competition that we had. Nick Folk was 12 total. Scotty Richardson was 9 total. And the door cars rule the day here at the Million main event. Scotty Richardson out of Kentucky adds his name to the names like Verdi, Bogacki, Reid, Pennington, and now Richardson are champions at the Fling Million. And Scotty Richardson adds his name to the list on the East Coast.
We are here in the Maytag Silver State Refrigeration $1 Million winner circle with your champion today, Scotty Richardson. Scotty, I've stood here with you a couple of times for some pretty big stuff, but it was foot brake racing. Nothing nearly as big as this. Here you have won the $1 million race, or $1 million race. Finally, the last thing to check off your list. I can see it in your eyes and your emotion right now. How are you feeling about what you just accomplished, Scotty?
Speechless, to be honest with you. Yeah, it's all emotion, man. No matter what, I've been wanting to win one of these. And really, I just got this car. If it wasn't for Edmund and the boys putting it together, I wouldn't even be here with it. So all I got to do is thank Wes Gossett and his family, John Angel. I took 2 weeks off. I wanted to go to Goliath, but I tested a little bit because these young guys, actually racers in general, have passed me, and I'm okay with that. But I've got a little bit left in the gas tank, and this is one special to me just because we all say we want to win certain races, and this is one that I really wanted to win, and man upstairs was with me all day.
Well, no doubt, you've done a bunch, and it does seem to be a young racer's game these days because they take a long time. They go well in the night. You stretched this thing over 2 days, Scotty. You've had a few birthdays, but you held it all together. You was great when you had to be, good when you needed it. Got by a round or two. Everything fell into place for you. You've just checked off the list as a $1 million race winner. Scotty, it was a young guns deal in the shootout, but sorry, no disrespect, but the has-beens just showed them what they got.
Well, I'm not even going to say that other than those guys are really good. The cars are good. I'm about 70 pounds too heavy, but I can promise you that I took 2 weeks off to give these guys the next 4 weeks, something that they hadn't been accustomed to. And today was one of those days I was off, but I run the right guys at the right time. And I always preach to everybody, they don't ask you how you do it at the end of the day. But I do have to thank all the Spring Fling, Optima, K&N, Beyondos, everybody that puts this race on. No matter what anybody says, you can't make everybody happy. These guys did the best they could with what's thrown at them. And, Pete's obviously one of the greatest racers of all time. We kind of nudge each other some, and it's not personal. But the deal is he is one of the best. He's a lot. I mean, that's why we picked him to run against the young guns. And he just give it back a thou. And I told him earlier this weekend that I wanted to take a picture with him because, it's a dream of mine to win the race. So I've thought about Ryan Herm. He's bet against me the whole time. I couldn't win a Pete Biondo race. I've thought about Troy Williams because he's kept me, and I can't wait till he collects that $100 off of him. But I appreciate everybody here, and And I love Bristol. It's been my 4 biggest races of my career, and I can't wait to come back.
Well, Scotty, you laid down 9 total in the final, and his 12 come up a little short. That's got to feel good, what you just accomplished. You've won so much. Checking this off the list has got to feel great. Congratulations on an amazing day at the racetrack. I don't imagine very many racing dreams are out there to come true for you, but one just did. But it ain't a dream, brother. You earned it. Congratulations on an amazing, amazing day.
Thank you a lot. Thank you to everybody. Thanks. I do have to say thanks to Hoosier Tires, because no matter what, this is tricky conditions out here on and off, and 60-foot stayed good, and the car was really good. So, hey, thank you. Thanks to everybody. Good luck to everybody the rest of the night and tomorrow, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Well said. Scotty Richardson, everybody. Your $1 million winner here at the K&N Spring, presented by Optima. Hold on. Y'all hold on just a second.
I do have to say one thing. I did call my wife on the way down the return road, and it would have been a little better with her here, but she was. So.
Awesome stuff. Savannah, that one's for you, girl. Congratulations. Scotty Richardson, your Silver State Maytag, Silver State Refrigeration Maytag $1 million champion. Checking that off the list, and what a list it is for Scotty.